Oh, put the kettle on.
I bet you were wondering what the hell is the Toast Train Show? It's mostly waffling about the things that we probably don't know. Come here to join us and see where this random chit chat goes. On board for the Toast Train Show.
Oh, lovely cup of tea.
Thank you.
Whoa, that was a bit scary, wasn't it?
It was a little bit scary, yes.
So-
But we're here.
For those of you that don't know what the fuck was just going on there, so basically we had a bit of a technical glitch, as did all of Facebook and Instagram just now. So I think in the storm we got trapped in it like a sinking ship. But Adam has saved the day, our tech guy. So let's hear it for Adam right now.
Because without Adam, there would be absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
right
Yeah, he should probably work for Facebook and get that sorted out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today we've got, as usual, we've got some musical clips and stuff from some bands and some acts coming up as usual. But tonight, let's hear a round of applause for our guest tonight, Luke B, the rapper.
Thank you for having me.
So, have you been on TV before?
No.
Just Crime Watch?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just
yeah.
that one time.
So, thanks for coming down. I mean, I'm talking to you like some sort of stranger. We've known each other for more than 10 years. But
Yeah.
you've only met Amy tonight or a couple of times?
Tonight, yeah. But
How do you feel about it?
yeah, interesting character. Very
Oh.
interesting.
That was, yeah, okay.
So, my name's Luke. I go by the name Luke B, the rapper, formerly known as Luke B, but there's so many Luke B's, so hence the
We are
brand name
technically
change.
still Luke B, just with the rapper on the
Luke
end.
B, yep, Luke B, the rapper. I'm 29 years old and I'm from London. Now residing.
sound like
in
you're on a dating
Dartford.
I was
show.
just going to say, we need
I
a
do,
Cilla
don't I?
Black thing
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah, Ad, do you reckon you could just shift that
Some lights.
one of the shots? It's got like all of this, I think.
A whole lot of
It sounds
curtain.
great for the podcast, doesn't it? This?
Yeah.
But yes, as we said, so apologies, cheers for hanging on. You know, we had a few technicals, but we are joined by Luke tonight. So Luke, you've travelled from where tonight?
Dartford. It's
Dartford.
only
What-
about an hour and
Yeah, that
15.
was especially nice when the Dartford completely shit itself
It
today.
did, yeah. Good job I missed that rain, actually. Otherwise, I'd be drenched. But we've had loads of time to dry up with the
Yes.
technical issues. But
So Luke, obviously we're going to talk about your music and what you've done in the past and what you're up to next and whatnot. But also, we're going to be covering some other quite interesting and touching topics tonight, aren't we?
touching.
So a little bit of mental health and stuff there.
Yeah, big on mental health.
So let's get into the music first. But I just wanted to put it out there. You know, if people want to put their 2 pence in about some of the topics that are coming up, you know, if mental health is a thing that you've been through or you are experiencing with someone else or just want to know more about, you know, we want to find out about stuff too.
And
so
also, if you
get talking.
have any information on people that can help, people that have helped you, groups, and so on and so forth that are worth getting in touch with, people that have supported you, then drop us a message because we want to share all the information with our listeners.
All right, cool. But before we get into that, let's talk about your music first, dude. So, you're a rapper. That's quite a vague term, though, isn't it? Because like rap can be anything from like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to I don't know, like Luke B. So, so where do you?
That's the scale, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got Fresh Prince and the Jazzy Jeff.
Because I started that sentence like I had another thing on the other hand, but I just had nothing.
NWA.
Is it? It's because the notes in front of me are just blank, where we've got
Yeah.
no puns, no
Everything-
jokes,
no.
nothing tonight. We're riding by the seat
It's
of
all
our pants.
freestyle.
That's
I
it.
like
Freestyle
it.
rap. That's what we're doing
Freestyle,
tonight.
There you go.
Perfect.
We might get you to do a bit of that later. But
Yeah,
so where do you sit?
I actually used to. I started out as an MC. So I started out as an MC, but now rap, like you said, there's so many different ways, like rap.
Can I stop you there a sec?
Yeah.
Do you know what MC means?
I was just going to say.
Because a
wait
lot
for
of
it,
MCs
wait
probably don't
for
have a
it.
fucking clue because they just everyone else calls themselves MC. So do you know what it is?
Spot now. I actually, I
Think about it.
yeah, I should know what it stands for, but I actually don't.
That's like, I'm
It's not
Dr.
something
Jones.
I've
Are
actually
you a
looked
doctor?
up,
No.
like-
What's a doctor?
I should know, but I don't know what it stands for. I probably do, but I've just forgotten.
Cool.
as-
What
as
if you
I
could
do with
guess?
many
If you could
things.
guess, what would you think it would be? What do you think it would be? I don't know why I said it like that. I went all Italian there. What do you think it would be?
I would say the first one would be microphone something.
Okay, yeah,
The sequel
you're
to
correct
CV.
so far.
Mike. Don't know.
Think Thomas the Tank Engine, the fat.
Don't watch that, mate. So I wouldn't have a
Okay.
clue.
All right.
I'm not too sure. Go on.
Hang on a minute.
Educate
stop.
me.
No, stop. You don't. Right. So you're 29.
I'm 29.
So what year were you born?
1992.
Oh fuck me.
Don't test
Right.
me.
No, but Thomas the Tank Engine. Who's the dude in Thomas the Tank Engine?
You know,
Tom.
the fat bloke.
Did you just say Tom?
The fat train.
No, seriously, you're not.
Controller, man.
There's
Back
no other
controller.
dude in Thomas the Tank
There's-
Engine other than
It's,
Tom,
it's
right?
the only dude in it, isn't it?
He is the
It's not
only
like that.
dude.
Check it.
There
There he is.
Yeah.
There's Adam.
I've never
Okay.
actually
Fat
watched it, I'll be
controller,
honest with
man.
you.
The fat controller.
Oh, yeah, the big guy with the case, right?
So basically,
What?
we've given it away what the
What?
C part means here.
I'm just so sad.
Yeah, but I always thought it meant Master of Ceremonies, no? That's what MC is.
I thought it was something compare. Oh shit.
It's actually, I thought it was Mike Controller.
Mic controller.
No, it's
Yeah,
Master
hence
of
the whole fucking
Ceremonies.
Thomas the Tank Engine shit that I was just
I
going on
think
about.
that Adam might be right, but I'm just checking Google.
So what
Master
does
of
it say?
Ceremonies, like as in now I'm going to drop
Yeah,
bars.
so you really like it,
So
Master of the
No,
Ceremonies.
I thought Master of Ceremonies was like the ladies and gentlemen tonight, introducing
It is
fucking
that, but
like
it
the
means
compare
like
sort
a
of
lot
thing.
of other
Kind of like
things
Bruce
as well.
Buffer.
Well, there you go. There's something to put in the comments. What the fuck does it mean? But can we move that shot though?
Yeah.
So we can
I'll
see
tell you
Luke.
what, should we go for a little music break?
Why
10
not?
points. 10 points to Adam, Master of Ceremonies.
Fuck.
Yeah, I knew it was.
There you go.
Stand down, Rob
I
Jones.
didn't
So-
know that.
Well, Luke, I cut you off then. So, what sort of stuff? Where do you see yourself sitting? Like, what's your
Definitely
thing?
rapper, or I might actually be an MC to be fair, because the sort of rapping that I do is quick. I'm a fast rapper. I don't do slow rap.
Like, oh, dirty bastard.
Yeah, that's real slow. Like American is a lot cooler, but when you do slow rapping, you know, a British accent, it's very different. That's my outtake on it.
So the British accent thing, right? I mean, I suppose it's been around for like 15-ish, maybe more years,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. I think anyone from when I was like super young, like listening to like, you know, like jungle tapes and like sort of
Yeah.
like rave tapes
Yeah,
and all that.
because
It was like
that
it was very like Americanized and sort of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hyper and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
like
And then they couldn't really hear a
like
fucking
Ali
word.
G type
But
soundtracks.
then one year someone went, do you know what? I'm gonna just talk in my accent, but just make it a little bit more wide. And then they added this new dialect.
Yeah,
like-
but I don't think it was a new dialect, was it? It was that mainstream British artists who traditionally are black British artists and not American black artists are then speaking in their like
Their
the way that
native
they
tone.
that
their-
might
the
be
way
why
they
like
speak.
everybody I speak, like everybody who says, "Oh, you rap," I'm like, yeah. They're like, is it nah? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where does this
Yeah,
come
there's
from? You
definitely a
get me?
stereotype.
Yeah,
Like,
and
where
that's
does that come from?
that's a shocking
But-
stereotype,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because that's it's not your story to tell, is it? You're not a black
Absolutely
artist,
not.
and that's their thing.
But
so
talking to you though, like, and then obviously knowing how you rap, like you kind of sound how you talk, if that makes sense. So like it's
it has
quite
got an
it's,
East End vibe.
it's a
hasn't it?
true translation, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I do sound like that, innit?
No, you don't. No, you do. You drop a lot of consonants.
Oh.
So okay, so you do some fast rap. We're going to be listening to an example of Luke now, or a
Later on.
bit later on in the show, and after this, I'll tell you what, let's get to
Right,
music.
well, let's do. So.
Check it out.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's nice.
liking
Very
that.
good.
Very cool.
impressed.
Those edits are a nightmare to do. I
We
remember
were just
doing one.
discussing
Yeah.
that lockdown edits. Just a horrible thing to have to do.
I mean, there was fuck all else to do for us musicians, which was,
Yeah, that
while
is
we do it.
true.
But let's, you got to appreciate the effort that goes into an edit like that.
Yeah.
So many clips and so many things to line up with the audio
Yeah.
and communication beforehand, working it all out. Obviously,
Very, very
recording it
impressive.
audio wise as well. So, hats off, guys. Cheers for sending us that.
Thank you.
So, Luke, tell us about some of your music then. Like, what kind of stuff were you writing?
So it's been a bit of a roller coaster, really. When I first started doing music, I was kind of, as I said, an MC. So anything and everything kind of went. So I was doing grime music, like UK grime music when I was young. So I started music when I was about 15, 16. Funny story, actually, because whenever people say to me, how did you get into music? I always start by talking about my sister, because she was seeing a guy called Jamie. He was from Hackney, and he was like an Eminem type white guy. Like, he was really sort of hood and like street and really cool. So I met him, and it was actually on a caravan site. My parents have a caravan down in Laysdown, and I discovered that he was an MC because there's always be like big groups of like
Master of
gang-
Ceremonies.
Yeah, basically, like on the caravan
many
We all
site.
do that.
masters together.
We all do
Exactly that. And so it was him that I started talking to, and obviously I loved like Eminem when I was a kid, and I asked him to write me my first 16 bar, so to speak. And he wrote me this 16, and it was really catchy. It was basically like an 8 that was just a double, but everyone on the caravan site really liked it. They were like, you're actually really good. And I was only like 15, 16. I was like, shut up, like whatever. And being young, I thought I was really cool and everything else, and it kind of went from there.
But did you kind of know instantly how to just jump in and do it? kind of thing?
Yeah.
You knew like what it should sound
Yeah,
like.
like
and-
I kind of just took to it. I was always interested in MC rap music anyway. I used to listen to a lot of Eminem and stuff as a kid, and I used to sing along. I always say to people like, oh, I can't rap or I can't MC. I'm like, but you sing along to Drake, you sing along to Eminem. Like, if you sing along to these songs, you can rap, you can MC. I think it's more like the rhyme and the poetry and everything that people find tricky. But yeah, and then after that, I started to write R&B music.
Okay.
When I was young, I
What
started to write.
does R&B mean,
I
Luke?
love.
Come on. Please tell me you know what R&B stands for. If you don't, I'm gonna fucking cry. First, the Fat Controller, Master of Ceremonies. What's R&B?
Oh,
This is payback for saying I was an interesting character.
Amy, first word.
Rhythm.
Second word, blues. Rhythm and blues.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
how do you feel about that once you say that is, likened to rap?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't be.
I'm sorry, I've just
MC.
I've
We have
just
thrown him under the bus
absolutely
tonight.
fucking done you on that. I'm
getting
sorry.
absolutely slaughtered here.
So you're writing some R&B, question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went on to do R&B music, love music, or I just call it love music. Like when I was younger, and I started to get quite a bit of a following. Obviously, you had MSN back then, you had Bebo, you
What does
had all
MSN mean?
these Messenger something.
No. Microsoft Network,
Oh, mate,
I think.
Poor baby.
let's stop with these questions.
I'm sorry. We'll stop it
Terrible.
now.
Whoever's
We'll stop it
watching
now.
live, tell us
No.
what MSN means.
It's just because Rob and I feel old today.
Considering
so
I'm a
we're
musician.
just doing you on acronyms.
Get your own back.
Considering
old
I'm a
one.
musician, like I'm really uneducated
Well,
in terms of.
you've learned something tonight.
Oh yeah, I've learned a lot.
To be fair, he's going to get his own
Trust
back with
you.
that fucking toast later on.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Yeah.
we should
You
probably
can't taste arsenic, funnily enough.
So obviously, the podcast is called The Toast Train. There is toast coming up. We'll talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But okay, so to crack on. So you started writing some R&B,
songs.
love songs, love music. Yeah.
Rhythm and blues. And then yeah, I got a bit of a following. Got pretty popular back then, and I decided to start adding some stuff to YouTube. I met a guy called SP Studios, now called Showjohn in Greenwich. He was my mentor, producer, and all around great guy. He kind of showed me the ropes with music, and I started to see the views go up on YouTube, which was really weird because I wasn't really copying anyone. I was just doing my own kind of thing. Like, obviously, I'd find beats online and I'd just, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd go there, I'd record, I'd pull it up. And, some of my old stuff have like 30, 40,000 views. And I'm
Nice.
like, whoa. So, yeah. And then I done that. And then I kind of took a break from music after that. And it all kind of changed from there as I got older. So, but I mean, I was 15, 16 at the time. And then
That's
obviously,
a lot of pressure as well on
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah,
who's
man.
15, 16, and
Yeah,
then
it is.
suddenly, especially at that period when the internet is kind of like, oh, it's so exciting, and look all these people looking at me on
Yeah.
YouTube, and you're only being 15 or 16. You see, when we were 15 and 16, nobody gave a shit.
We just ate toast.
And we just ate toast and went out and
Wasn't even
partied,
on
and
YouTube.
Nobody videoed us, and
Right.
and it was great, and that was a beautiful innocence because there
And
was,
it was-
no pressure.
You didn't
on
need
us
likes.
at all.
You didn't need likes back then. Just
Exactly.
But what you
Everything's
did-
he,
changed,
he liked what I liked, and you liked what I liked, and that was it. And we were all just a
We
big gang of
subscribed.
losers
We
hanging
subscribed
around,
to
and
each other.
it was great. But when
Things
you're
change.
that age and you've got YouTube, and then the onset of Instagram, Facebook, and all of that, it's an
Yeah.
awful lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, when you're that young, you got your school and everything else. It's just a distraction, right? So yeah, and I mean, I ended up taking a break. But yeah, it's just when I was younger, I was really sort of it was kind of all over the place. It was like I said, it was just a whirlwind of stuff going on. It was just insane.
was it quite sort of, for want of a better word, like immature in its like, was it sort of tits and clubs and all that sort of stuff? If you know what I mean. Like,
Back then, when I was doing music in terms of love songs, it was more soppy, really soppy stuff. Like I can't listen to it anymore. Pretty much. There was a couple of tunes that I wanted to make, talk about real life and situations and stuff, and they done really well. But yeah, my old stuff is very soppy. I can't bring myself.
that
to
for all that, mate. Some of the biggest songs in the world are that.
But
aren't they?
that's what
Absolutely.
set me off, and I done really well with that, and that's what got me recognised, and that's how I started doing nightclub performances, under 18 events, and stuff like that. And I was picked up by Club DTV, so
Stinky floors.
yeah, pretty much. So it was actually
Stinky
a good
floors, sticky floors.
Yeah.
thing. Soppy but good.
No, and stinky. Like,
And stinky,
just
yeah.
feet smell everywhere.
Yeah.
It did.
So you sort of twinged a bit a minute ago. So you said like you took a bit of a break. So what happened there?
I just went through a lot of like personal stuff, like you said, it's a lot of pressure, right? And I had quite a bit go on, and I needed to take a slight break from that. I won't talk about those personal things, but it kind of just threw me off completely. Like it turned my life upside down.
The things that were going on, did they make you think what something's got to give here, or did you just didn't have it in you to be in that sort of productive mind frame?
No, not at all. It wasn't necessarily that I wasn't getting anywhere with music or anything else. It was just the situation itself. It just paused everything that I was doing, and I had to focus on that situation at the time. And like I said, it just turned everything upside down, and I needed to take a break and collect myself and get back into it.
So after the hiatus, then, so like when you sort of came back into it, I'm guessing that's where we met, right? So that's where I guess did your sort of lyrical content and themes and things like that sort of shifted a bit.
Big time. So before I met you, like I was doing all my performances. So I actually toured the UK, and I'd done a couple of performances in Spain as well that I remember telling you about. And there was this guy called Jeremy. He picked me up, and at the time he was managing like young artists like me. And he actually picked me up on Facebook, I think it was, and he invited me to do these performances and stuff like that. And then Club DTV got involved, and I started to do like club songs. And it wasn't until he asked me to warm up for Skepta at Amadeus nightclub in Rochester, and that's when I was like,
Ding, 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 ding.
yeah, exactly. So I was
Boner
like,
time.
"Oh, okay. But yeah, and so I'd done those tours and everything else, and then I just took another break. But everything just changed. My music has just evolved.
But
like
that's the
as a
beauty.
person.
That's the beauty of
Yeah.
being human, isn't it?
Exactly
Everything
that.
changes, and you absolutely can't get anywhere by staying stagnant. You
No,
have
you
to
can't.
roll with the times and
Generation.
roll with who you are, because
Yeah.
you're going to change, you're going to evolve, and obviously your hiatuses have changed you and the way that you look at things and your outlook. So yeah, absolutely, it's the best thing that an artist can do is actually just stop and go, hang on a minute, I can't rap about that stuff that I was rapping about 10 years ago. 'Cause
Exactly
it's
that.
completely, it's not relevant, and I can't be real with it
Yeah.
because it's got nothing to do with me anymore. So I totally understand.
You can see
Oh, I'd love
see what
that.
This one's Shinobi. It's actually produced by a fella to my left on the screen, might be the right, I don't know. Rob Jones, Manor Studio Essex. Obviously, you produced the beat and everything else is fantastic. Came to Rob with the lyrics, and we just came in the studio and worked it. So yeah, check it out.
Take it away.
Yeah, look, you are not in my class. You don't really wanna go take that chance. When I walk into the dance, I got a whipped already at first glance. Step it up in advance. I was famous way back in 1-2. Steve Rogers in the chamber. Now I do it for my team enhance. Don't make me fold man like pretzel. Send man toothless to the dental. In the booth it's me and my temple. Pops and bangs on this instrumental. Radio shows and babes on schedule. Posh food on the plate, I'm real oriental. I work hard, it's no coincidental. Real talk, this flow's monumental. They wanna know what I'm on. Want instructions from Simon, but I do what I like, I'm bossy. I could run these rhythms with no feet. I could drive this game with no seat. Invent a new wave with no seat. Trust me, if I aim for the sky, I could chuck a few stars like
Shinobi. 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 Shinobi.
They don't know I'm always ready. Stay focused, chase more than pennies. They try teaming up, they can't beat me up. I'm too clean to cut, I'm too heavy. I'm bigger than you are already. In the gym, in the scene, I'm steady. So if you can't even spot me, how you gonna top me? You need an induction, you get me. I'm on a fury vibe. Invite the whole team to Mount Loki. I got a brain like Banner, but I slash real hokey. Wish Black Widow would blow me. The sun's getting real low, G. They can't see my single vision. No Scarlet Witch to control me. Wakanda forever, yo, the one and only. They wanna know what I'm on. Want instructions from Simon, but I do what I like, I'm bossy. I could run these rhythms with no feet. I could drive this game with no seat. Invent a new wave with no seat. Trust me, if I aim for the sky, I could chuck a few stars like
Shinobi. 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 Shinobi.
They can't dissect my style. I'm too bad and my flow's too grimy. They know I'm too deep for the underground. I'm on top with my trophy shining. Big deal with a label signs me, and I don't label girls as wifey. I don't need no poison ivy, long as I got my team right beside me. Feel like Slim on the mic. They look at me like, who is this guy? Then I open a door and shocked them. Now I got fans from London to Boston. I'm groovy like Powers and evil like Mini-Me. I guess you can call me Austin. I've been away, now I'm back defrosted like Cat with his shoes. Yo, watch out, it's my time to cross them. They wanna know what I'm on. Want instructions from Simon, but I do what I like, I'm bossy. I could run these rhythms with no feet. I could drive this game with no seat. Invent a new wave with no seat. Trust me, if I aim for the sky, I could chuck a few stars like
Shinobi. 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 In your eardrums. Shinobi. 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 Shinobi.
And then the last one, yeah?
They're back.
We were listening to the track.
We got tied up. We got tied up. So,
Sorry, I was
Luke B's track,
fully-
everybody.
I was fully into that, and I had my volume up. Sorry.
You had your
so
proper like gurn face on for that.
I was
didn't you?
I was in there. I was in the club. I loved that.
So Luke, in the video there, while it was on, you were saying that this is the first time you sort of spoke about any issues and things like that, other than your psychiatrist, right?
It's like
So is this therapy now?
this is pretty much like
Because we could branch out into that.
This is
Man,
taking
we've
me-
been each other's
We-
therapy for nearly
Exactly.
20
We
something
can solve
years.
any problem.
Absolutely.
So actually, so this is a good segue then. So
It's good, it's really
you're no stranger to sort of publicly making mental health and things like that aware. You're quite, like you've dealt with some shit and you're quite good at sort of making it known and heard and sort of encouraging people to talk. So like without going too deep if you don't want to talk to us about some of the shit that's been going on.
Yeah, so for those who have known me since I was a teenager, they're the people that would tell you Luke's really changed. Like I've changed a lot. When I was doing music when I was younger, you're in that constant state of, as you said, I need to really entertain, impress, and that you fall into that kind of dark hole, right?
Chasing, always chasing.
Yeah, exactly that. And you're surrounded with that negativity, and you lose yourself as a person, right? And I used to have a really bad pride problem, like really bad. I used to always want to entertain people, try and give off a look that other people would want to see, and everything else. And now, obviously being 29 and going through all that mental health stuff, I've just changed completely. I'm just, I do what I want, I say what I want, I wear what I want. And I like the new Luke, but the old Luke was a battle that I fought for a while because, I just weren't happy with me.
Does old Luke still surface or anything like that?
No, because I've learned from a lot of my mistakes, and I don't want to go back to that. I am myself completely just a changed person, and I'm a lot happier now than what I was. So yeah, I might have the same traits, but not as bad as what they
So
used to be.
what was like the click, the turning point? What made you go, you know what, fucking, I need to do whatever I've got to do? And what was it you did?
The mental health journey, to be honest with you, that I've always been one of those guys, found myself to be quite delayed, like I was a bit behind in life, but that was obviously because of the ADHD and everything else that we'll talk about shortly. But I've lost myself already now. Like,
That's all right.
That's cool,
I
dude.
That's
literally lost
fine.
myself.
No, I think that Rob was just saying, at what point did it get to where you were like, do you know what, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, the mental health journey.
I need
Yeah.
to
Like the
I
tipping
need
point,
to
the
go on.
breaking
I need to go on a path
Yeah.
here. I need to speak to somebody. I need to sort of delve in and sort myself out.
So I was in a very, very toxic relationship from probably the age of, I don't know what it was, like 20 to 23 maybe. And that changed a lot of things for me. So I was just, I was pulled into that life that, they wanted to live. And I just lost myself as a person. And I, made a lot of mistakes. I've done things that, I wish I could just forget and everything else. And that is what changed me. I think basically life experiences changed me as a person, and here I am now. I mean, you mature as you get older, your life changes. A lot of my mental health battle was accepting the past as it is. I'm not that, I'm not, Luke B performing on stages as much as I used to be. I'm not autographs and, oh, can I get a picture and stuff like that? And it's like you said, pressure. When you go from all of that, and then it just stops. It's like you've got these guys on these TV shows, and they're suffering with mental health because they can't cope with having the fame, and then going from that to just living a normal life. It's it's like PTSD in a way. It's
Yeah, I totally
it's really
understand.
hard.
Yeah.
So and that was it for me. And yeah, around the age of like 25, 26, probably about 5 years ago, I really started to experience mental health, is how important it was. And here I am now, and I'm really proud, and I talk about it. I'm just open about it.
I think it's the only way that you can be,
Yeah.
because if you've suffered with any mental health issues, you, certainly from my experience, you kind of get locked in yourself a little
Yeah.
bit, and you think, oh God, I used to be this person, and this is who everybody's expecting me to be, and this is shiny, but inside you're going, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And then you literally one day see your personality walk out the door, and you think, oh, hang on a minute,
Yeah.
this cannot continue.
Yeah.
And so once you've been on a journey, and getting to a positive mental health state is a journey. You can't just go, oh, I'll book 5 therapy sessions and I'll be fixed. It doesn't
does
work
not
like that.
work like that at all.
It is a really long, hard road
So
to
it's
walk.
a journey, right?
So what
It's
sort
a
of things?
really long journey.
What sort of things? Not that you want to, divulge too much, but like, what sort of things does therapy do? Like, what are they talking about? What are the techniques, and what are the?
So
I
when
suppose it's different for everyone, but
So when I first started, I was, I spoke to my partner Amy, and I said, I'm not feeling it. I can't bring myself to talk to a stranger about my life.
I think a lot of people have those preconceived ideas that you're going to walk into a really horrible studio and they're going to be like, take a seat on the
Yeah,
sofa.
with the pen and the
then
pad
pen
and
and the pad,
lay
really
down.
judgmental.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, so tell me about your family. And you're going to
Yeah.
go, But I think finding the right therapist, the right psychiatrist.
What do you
the right
see when
people
you
to
see
talk
these
to,
pictures?
Exactly. It's really intimidating. And if you've got to the point in your life where you think, I need help,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's massive. But actually getting the help from the right people for you is
Yeah.
even bigger.
So
Yeah.
crack on with that, Luke. What kind of things?
So it's obviously I think the therapy that I had was like CBT as well as just seeing a psychiatrist in general, and talk about. They basically they want to get to know you, and the first like 5 or 6 weeks, I found myself just digging deep into the darkest corners of my past. It was hard. The first time I spoke with my therapist, I cried for like an hour. Just getting everything out, laying everything out on the table. But it just goes to show you got all that built up, and talking to a stranger. The guy, I just met him, don't even know who he is,
Yeah.
and it goes to show how how crazy mental health can be. But after about 5-6 weeks, he started giving me advice. It's really hard to explain how they do it. Obviously, they're trained, but it works. That's all I can say. You go there, even if it's once a week, and you vent. It's someone that you can vent to, and just get everything out. And the main things that he always said was, you're experiencing this because you haven't processed the past. You've tried to hide it. You're sweeping it under a carpet. You need to understand why those things happened. Who was responsible, and the outcomes. And just once you do that and you talk about it and you understand and you look at it from other perspectives, that's how you get over it, and that's how you move on. Obviously, no one gets over it, but it just helps you to move on with your life and
being able to process it.
Yeah, exactly
is
that.
the answer to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is, you fellas will obviously back me up on this. I don't know because I am not a fella, but there's a massive stigma around men and mental health, which
yeah.
I think it is literally a killer. I mean, we lose statistically so many more men to suicide than pretty much anything else per annum, and so for you to be in that situation, getting the help, and then the added stigma of you being a bloke who's in your mid-20s, who should be absolutely large in it, left, right and centre, that's another massive hurdle to get over. Did you find that you thought that because you were a bloke, you didn't want your mates to know, you didn't want anyone to know that you were sneaking off to therapy? Did it affect you in that way at all?
Well, I can imagine it. You just don't want to drop your guard or look like
Yeah.
a fucking
yeah,
dickhead,
exactly that. I mean, obviously, with my Facebook page, because of the following I've gotten there, and I like I said, when I was a bit younger, I had a pride problem, and I've just changed so much now after my therapy, and I've witnessed it firsthand how important it is to break the stigma and let other guys know. Like I've got mates that are proper geezer, hard man's man kind of guys. They are suffering. They are, because they don't have that confidence to, they feel like they have to portray that image, and that's the sad thing.
But they haven't been given the tools necessarily to be
exactly
able
that.
to cope with
Yeah.
it. And part of going to therapy and speaking to professionals is learning the tools
Yeah.
to be able to process all that stuff.
Exactly that. And unless you get that treatment and everything else, you don't know how to be able to do that. But yeah, so here I am. I'm breaking the stigma on mental health.
man.
And I'm just, like I said, it's just a different person now. And I'm proud that I'm able to speak out and be confident about it. There's people that are probably look down and be like, oh, he's a bit of an overshare, or you shouldn't tell people your personal life. But what's there to be scared of?
I've always thought that. Because back in the day when I was show off Amy, don't get me wrong, I'm still show off Amy, but I have seen the light a little bit. There's no way on earth I would ever talk about feeling blue and not having confidence in that particular area of my life because I'm razzle dazzle Amy, and you can't. I couldn't never see myself being that person who talks about it. But now I'll chat to anyone. I'll chat to anyone about mental health, and I thoroughly enjoy it because it's so educational.
It is educational.
And the more people that we talk to about mental health issues, the more people that we might be able to help, because they might go home and say to their partner, "Do you know what? actually, maybe this isn't so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go speak to my doctor or whatever. How did you start your journey? Did you go to the doctor? What did you do? Did you just get on Google, or how did you
Yeah, I
pursue
mean,
it?
like, I mean, I just, you go online and you look it up. The first thing you do is look it up, right? I mean, obviously, in the UK, it's fantastic. We've got the NHS and stuff, but the waiting lists are long, and I couldn't wait. I didn't have that time. So obviously, going private and everything else, you're more likely to get an appointment the next day.
Yeah.
You have to do that these days. Cost a fortune and everything else, but
It's your mental health. You
Yeah,
can't put.
health for me is it's
Oh
just,
yeah. It's
So I
everything.
wanted to ask, right? So you mentioned earlier ADHD, right? Now
Yeah.
I'm throwing myself under the bus a bit here because, and I'll admit,
You don't know the acronym.
I'll admit, no, but like attention deficit disorder. For the longest time, I thought ADHD was a load of fucking bollocks. Right?
Yeah.
I thought it was something they call kids that are naughty because you
Yeah.
can't slap your kids anymore and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And that was how everybody felt. when we were growing up.
Yeah.
I thought it was just I'll just call him that because he's a little shit or whatever. Like, and that's as far
True,
I
that's
put
the
it.
stigma,
And,
yeah.
and
That
listen,
was-
let
that
me
was
let me
the
finish.
thought.
Let me
That's
finish.
it.
But what I was saying was like, I just thought the whole thing was like an excuse or some shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I was having known you in particular, but obviously just hearing more and more about it. It's obviously a thing,
Yeah.
but I still don't know fully, even really what and why it is, if you know what I mean. So tell us that you've been diagnosed with it, basically, haven't you? So
Yeah.
talk to us, man. What's,
So obviously,
what's the
me
crack?
being 29 now, I was diagnosed with combined type ADHD in February this year. So obviously, as you can imagine, that was pretty shocking. It took me about a month. Go on, about to say something.
All I was going to say was, when they gave you the diagnosis,
Mm-hmm.
did you think, "Oh, that makes so much sense"?
Oh my god, yeah, like
Like a weight being lifted off your shoulders.
It like a weight like no other.
Yeah.
Like it literally answered just so many questions. And like I said earlier, when I said I've always seen myself to be quite behind, I didn't have a great time in school. I didn't. It's all the ADHD. Like I didn't do that great in school. I was always in fights. I couldn't maintain relationships. I couldn't sit still. I'd be twitching non-stop.
That's the bit that I know. Is the literally the
There's
attention
so much
bit.
more to it though.
But,
like,
yeah.
there's loads more to it. Like unless you've got ADHD, you're never going to understand, obviously, because your brain works completely differently. But ADHD is so common, and more people are getting diagnosed with it every single day, including people that are in their 60s,
Yeah, I
believe it
think
or not.
more people have been diagnosed with ADHD this year than like any previous year. I think
It's
or
insane. It's
something.
just but throughout my life, I experienced a lot of things like impulsivity, not being able to pay attention, not being able to retain information. My memory is always shocking. I literally couldn't tell you straight away what I'd done yesterday without really thinking about it. Like,
But did you find that with the ADHD that there would be particular subjects that
Yeah.
you fucking knew everything about?
Yeah.
Because my brother and cousin were both diagnosed when they were in secondary school,
Yeah.
and they would school wasn't for them, man.
Yeah.
But you ask them about their favourite subjects now, and they like train spot like the whole thing. They will
Yeah.
be able to tell you. And so it's a fascinating disorder, isn't it? Because
is.
your brain is wired ever so slightly, beautifully a different
Yeah.
way, and so you see information a different way.
pretty
But
much.
would
Is
you
it like
say-
that with the music?
Yes.
Like music, like,
Yeah.
like you hone in on that, and that's your baby.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Go on,
So what I was saying, so would you say, which is the way I used to think, would you say it's fair to say that the whole young discipline that you can't do as much or as strict
it's
these days
waffle.
is fuck all to do with it, basically?
It's absolutely the worst.
So you don't think
it's,
that
it's the worst thing that someone could believe, and everyone believes it because that's what they've been told, right?
Yeah, because you just get tarred as the naughty kid, don't
Yeah,
you?
exactly
And
that.
that's it.
And don't get me wrong, like I was
No,
terrified.
I mean, if
of my
you
mum,
if you
like,
got us
when I was a
clipped around
kid.
the ear enough times, do you think it would?
My mum
you'd
clipped
not
me around
have
the
it?
ear. Let me tell you, I was terrified of my mum. So it's nothing to do with discipline. Like she would ground me. She'll take my stuff away. And it's nothing to do with that at all. I was a very naughty boy in school, but I played my own rules. I done my own thing. I was barely in school. I was always in fights, like I said, and stuff like that. But that stigma is shocking. It's so bad. Unless you really educate yourself on what ADHD is, i.e., research and podcasts and stuff like that, like I have. Every single meme that I see, it's so relatable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh my god, like this is, and that for me is what made me really happy about my diagnosis. But at the same time, a month later, I just relapsed completely. I fell into another depressive episode. It's a lot to take in, right?
Yeah,
I'm
mate.
like 29, like it's my whole life. I've lived 29 years, not knowing, and now it's like, oh.
Well, look, cheers for sharing all this. I know it takes a lot of guts to sort of spread
Yeah.
it all out there. But before we, I want to kind of lighten the mood a bit here. But before we drop onto our next musical track and get onto eating some toast, do some fun eats. Tell us, are there like a few websites or a few places people could turn to if they just haven't got a clue what to fucking do? They might be watching this or hear about this another day, or what sort of direction, other than a psychiatrist, like you said, a therapist.
So since my diagnosis,
Where should you send people?
in terms of like the topic, like is there something that you find very interesting? I think what you're referring to is something called hyperfocus. So people with ADHD have the ability to literally hyperfocus on something for hours and hours, or on a task that they're really just stuck into, and you just don't get tired. You literally just keep going, and that's what I've experienced my whole life. And that for me is where music played, a big part. The writing, the creativity. People with ADHD are so creative. We work very well in urgent situations. If you get hit with something, it's like, oh my god, yeah, I know how to deal with this, because you can be so organized and everything else.
But that is right in that minute.
Yeah.
Whereas the stuff that you were supposed to do 3 weeks ago, that's like
Yeah.
a non-interesting task, just
don't
keeps
get done.
piling up.
It just doesn't get done because you can't. It's called executive function. Some people with ADHD suffer with executive function, and they can't even get off the sofa because they can't bring themselves to do that mentally or start a task. And with me, the combined type is inattentiveness, impulsivity, and pretty much the full whack. So, but it kind of contradicts itself. In a way, because that's why you have to read up about ADHD, because it makes you lazy, but then you could be really hyper focused. But that's where different types of ADHD is different for each person, right? So, but yeah, your question, what was it?
Yeah, so
about?
where like for general things, unless it's a particular
How
thing you've
to
heard tonight,
ADHD.
where should people head? Where should they go?
Yeah,
like, first
so
thing?
when I
I know there's things like Mind and stuff like that, isn't there?
you can, everyone, or NHS, whatever, but there's so much on Google. Believe it or not, ADHD is a very, very well studied neurological condition, and there's a lot of information online. But I started watching a lot of videos and reading up articles from someone called Jessica McCabe. Her Facebook, YouTube, and everything is called How to ADHD. And she is just
I
like,
follow her on an Instagram.
oh, she's amazing. She's so positive, but she's, she speaks the truth, and she speaks about all different types of ADHD and how you can deal with your issues, what it is. She's got charts out, and it's just so educational, but it's fun because her videos are fun to watch. And obviously having ADHD, I find it very hard to read books. I can't finish a page because I'm just like, okay, I'm done with that now. I can't, the attention span of a goat, it's just, all pigeon. Squirrel. That's exactly what it's like. But
Well, look,
so
let's turn our attention now to some music, shall we? And then to some
Let's.
toast and some bands. Is that cool?
Yes.
But thank you so much for sharing all that.
You're
I know
very
it's
welcome.
this is the sort of topics we want on the show. Like saying
100%.
something a bit deep and meaningful, not just us
Yeah, yeah.
talking about dick and fart jokes.
Real
and all that sort of
talk.
stuff.
Yeah.
But producer Ad, what we got coming up, dude?
Okay, so we've got a very interesting submission from Charisse D'Souza. She's from India. Very well known.
Global,
apparently.
baby.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
worldwide.
she submitted a song called Stepladder, so we're going to take a listen to that. There's some music from Alan Dreezer coming up, and I can't read the title of the next one, so there's two more left after that.
We'll type it.
We've got no cue cards again this
I
week.
know. What's going on?
That's what happens when we're so busy, guys. And
No,
it's
we're
like
just so busy.
so busy.
Cool, take it away,
Anyway,
Ad.
see you in a minute.
We get down and out a bunch of times. It's hard to make ends meet. It's a rich man's world, so much a myth about a fame and popularity. They told us to stay down, we built up a town with no credibility. When we were ordered around, we put our hands to the ground. Strength we fought to be free. They keep their ego so They take them for a high-class ride. Once you sold your puppies, off you go. Life moves on, they don't need you back. Then you put in your best, you try to move ahead. They make it hard to be alright. They say we're fooling around and cut our finances down. They make you stay and work overtime. They keep their ego so sky high. They make their promises overnight. Take a fall, they get political. They'll break you down if they have to. You're invisible. Then you're just a step ladder to conquer the world. Oh yeah. Step ladder. So you thought you would have it easy. You thought you would have it smooth. It's all the rules to break you down, to make you fall down again. So you fight back all over again. They keep their ego so sky high. They make their promises overnight. Take a fall, they get political. They'll take you down if they have to. You're invisible. Then you're just a step ladder to conquer the world. We get down and out in a bunch of times. It's hard to make ends meet.
Yeah, nice. Charisse D'Souza there on the Toast Train. Loving that. So, nice outfit as well. She looked like if she walked through Tesco's near the checkouts, it might go boop. The little barcode outfit going on.
That was awful.
I know, terrible. 3 minutes it took me to muster up that joke.
Oh, good grief.
Nice one. Thank you for sending that in. If you are in a band, if you're an artist and you'd like to be on the show, it's very simple. Just write to us on this page at Toast Train TV, or just find one of our social networks. Drop us a message. Send us all your links and stuff, and we'll get you on. Simple as that. It doesn't matter if you swear. You can say fuck. You can say bugger. It all goes. Then you'll end up on Spotify as well, and we can earn off it. No, only joking. But you know,
That day is very far away.
yes,
I
I think you have. I think you have to have listeners, don't you, for that?
Yeah, no, I think so.
But,
many.
Let's get to it. So this is called the Toast Train. The reason it's called the Toast Train, if you don't know, when me and Amy were at college, we would bunk off lessons to go back to my house. Not for that, to go and eat toast. And basically, we call it the Toast Train. I'm not dead sure why, but when we thought
don't know
we were
either.
thinking of names for our podcast, and that was it. And then we got a toaster, and the rest is history. But Luke,
I like it.
reveal what the fuck you are
Wait.
putting on toast today.
Wait, we've
Oh,
got
we've got a
the intro.
doodah. We've got a doodah for this.
Rob's
Yeah.
very
Oh,
shit,
hungry,
bollocks.
as you can
See,
see.
cue cards.
He's
That's
very
what we
The
need.
hungry.
intro.
All right, so drum roll again. So I've just noticed some Warburtons came out there. Nice choice.
So, peanut butter.
You fucking dick.
'Cause I know
fuck's
Rob loves
sake.
Peanut butter.
Oh no.
What's going on, man? Like, why is that like the go-to?
Honey.
Oh.
Okay,
Ooh.
say you might have clawed
Well,
it back.
You're not allergic, are you?
No, just
Oh my god.
peanut butter
Last thing I
sucks
wanna do is Kill
dicks.
someone on the show.
No,
it doesn't.
honey sucks dicks.
Have you ever? Do you know? Oh my god.
God, it's like he's not watched any of our
It's
shows.
very much.
tell her?
Yes!
There we go.
Yay!
We
That
have- we have
was my enemy's
Children
favourite,
in
I
the
believe.
studio.
We don't like Nutella because of the palm oil, but we do like the way that it tastes.
So
Yeah.
this has no palm oil.
Nutella.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that,
Peanut.
mate. I'm looking
I
at
think
the
you've
Nutella.
officially redeemed yourself.
Luke, get that
right
toast
No,
in
right.
quick, sharp.
Let's just have a quick
Marmite.
chat. What the
No, it's not
hell?
Marmite. It's a cheap version.
yeah, I'll be
it's
having
some of
Asda's
that, thanks.
yeast infection.
Yeast
Extract. Yeast extract.
Yeah.
Yeast
Made my
infection. Where did I
day.
get
Oh
that
my
from?
Spread that on there. I suppose that does spread, doesn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
very Very
Nice.
nice.
That's a good
Nice
one,
bit
isn't
of
it?
that.
Jesus
Yeast
Christ.
infection from Asda.
Marmite.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Yeast
And
infection
banana.
topping.
Right, there's a lot of toppings here, Luke.
a
I
lot.
have a question.
Yeah, hit me.
Um,
I don't
Put the
have a yeast
toast in before you
infection.
start talking
Yeah.
about anything, Aim. Get that
Let's
toast
put
in.
the post in.
The
Let's
post
put the
in?
post in the toaster. Toast in the poster.
I feel like you've covered every eventuality.
It's not a topping, it's toppings.
I don't know what
Yeah.
these guys would like, so I've brought a bit of everything.
So, out of all those, then, Luke, what,
Just
what
throw
one
the
would
peanut
you
butter in a
say is your ultimate kind
your
of toast
go-to?
topping on that? Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm more of a poached egg, avocado kind of guy
Oh,
on toast.
Well,
God.
get in the kitchen, man.
Why don't you bring that then?
I'm not
You've
making you avocado.
you've gentrified toast.
Am I using both of these? Yeah.
Do you twiddle a cane when you eat that, Luke?
No.
So,
Like twiddle a moustache?
My question is,
Yeah.
what is your
Get that toast down.
been out all night in the club? You come back. Toast is obviously the go-to. What
Beans
do
on
you put?
toast.
Beans on
With
toast.
cheese.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't
And
go wrong.
Marmite.
You can't. Yes,
It's like the one.
it is the
It
one.
just makes it. Yeah.
After gigs, I always have Marmite on toast. I love
What,
it.
Yeast
Or
infection
yeast
on toast?
infection.
Yeast
I
infection on
love-
toast.
Yes.
Yeast extract.
You
can't
can't
believe you
beat
said
like
that. It's
drunk
glorious.
drunk beans though. Drunk beans and cheese.
Drunk beans and cheese.
Yeah,
It's
mate.
so
Amazing.
awkward how I've got to do this.
So Luke, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you just to fuck the peanut butter right off. Yes. No,
this is,
no one
this
wants
is what
that.
I'm making. You want some of this, Amy?
Yeah, so what?
What I'm gonna make you is delicious.
So have you got? Is this a cocktail
It's
coming up?
peanut butter
Yeah,
on brown toast
yeah,
with banana
yeah.
and honey.
Okay, I won't have the honey, because it's shit.
Oh God.
Mind
can
you-
swing
Oh, not
all
because
of that
not
my
because
way.
it came from a bee's bum or nothing like that.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's what I'm
I
gonna
eat
have.
cheese, so I'm not a proper vegan.
You-
And I eat Nutella, so I'm not a proper vegan. Why? I will try the honey
And banana.
banana combo
Fantastic.
because
I'm going straight up chocolate
I'm-
spread all the way.
I'm a brave girl.
You child.
Chocolate spread
Save-
and banana,
save-
though, man.
No,
Save
fuck
me
the
a-
banana.
That is a
I like
good
banana,
mix.
but just
I
That is a
don't.
good
I
mix.
Straight in.
don't. I don't eat banana, and I don't
Oh.
eat honey. But I'm here for the toast,
Ho-
and it's a
hold
learning
on,
experience.
Hold on. When you signed up for Toast Train, Rob got stitched up a couple of times and he had to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rob,
Then-
I think you
then
should have my.
Greg
I think I've
stitched-
done my bit for stitch
Then
up
Greg
Tell you
toast.
what,
stitched you up
it-
because you didn't do it on the show, so you had to do it next time.
Oh, it was honey. That was
Yeah.
it. It was honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've already done my honey stitch up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
you
look,
should-
while this toast is popping, I want to get straight into another musical extract
Let's do
here.
it.
So we've got Alan Dreeser next, right?
We have, yeah. He's
So,
got a
off you go.
brand spanking new single out called, I'll tell you in a minute.
Ooh.
The Chase, it's
Ooh.
called. And
TV
that's
show.
Elliot Studio,
Really?
isn't it?
Yeah, Highfield Studio would have recorded that there with Elliot Richardson.
Cool.
Shout out.
and there's a couple of credits in there as well. They're on his YouTube channel anyway. Go check him out, Alan Dreeser.
From you. I wanted to be wanted, I wanted to be you. But I found that you hate them, and that it wasn't true. It was a game to you and destroying people's lives. Is that why you were taken? Can't look me in the eyes, so don't chase your tail. Or the man in the moon. You could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. You could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. Did you enjoy the chase more than winning the first prize? Did you look way past winning, not before your eyes? Well, that would make you shallow, yeah, that would make you small. You're falling up, you're prone to not very much at all, so don't chase your tail. Or the man in the moon. You could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. You could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. Chase dreams, chase love, chase real, chase great. Could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. You could have had it all. Everyone in this place, you don't know no better. You prefer the chase. When you're not chasing, you're arriving. When you're not chasing, you're arriving. If you're not chasing, you're arriving. If you're not chasing, you're arriving.
Yeah. Alan Dreezer on the Toast Train, loving that. So, if you want to check out Alan Dreezer, you can go to. It's just Alan Dreezer, I think, isn't it? At Alan Dreezer. I'm certain of it. I know we
Alan
played it
Geezer.
before, but nice one. And special shout out to Elliot from Highfield Studio for putting that video together, and Visual Don for the visuals in that video as well. Now we've just eaten some of Luke's toast. Now it started off rocky, but he pulled it out the bag literally and saved the day with a multiple choice, which we've not had before. So that was nice. I thought there was going to be some sort of cocktail, but I've opted just for the Nutella, so I'm happy as shit.
Amy's enjoying hers. So.
Now, Amy, you don't like banana on shit normally.
I do not.
But you're digging this, right?
I am digging it. Weirdly enough.
Would you just eat that of your own accord in the future?
Do you know what? I think I might.
Wow,
Just quickly
a convert.
for the viewers that missed all the chat in between that music video. So, Amy, what did you have?
I had peanut butter and banana slices.
What's your score?
Like a 6.5.
Out of 10?
High. That's high.
Now, I'm gonna go.
You don't get to score.
No, hang on.
Yeah, you
No.
didn't taste it.
Spread.
I'm going to score the shit out of it. Like, now I'm not going to go high because it is obviously just the one thing that I like. But
And it's not Biscoff.
How can you score it?
it's
if
not
you didn't eat
Biscoff,
it?
but you get a 7 because it's just the bollocks, isn't it? Nutella. Other chocolates are available.
That is like your go-to
But
shit food to
that's,
eat, innit?
that's the one, innit? That's the
Eat
one.
with a knife,
You
right,
don't muck about with like Tesco Zone and all that, do you?
There
You
we
just-
go.
Just
You
get.
really like that, huh?
But yeah, like it. I think you missed 2 points just for any sort of creative flair. Wasn't like homemade chocolate or anything like that.
Well, he
but, you
didn't.
know.
Right.
He didn't do the Salt Bay thing.
Yeah,
you
didn't
Do you know what I mean?
Sprinkle
But it
on
wasn't
your
like a
Nutella.
cocktail that came
He's
with
going to
it.
send me a bill for £7,000 in a minute.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You know?
So there you go, not a bad score, Luke. I think you're definitely up there. I mean, we don't have a fucking scorecard or any notes in front of us. I've just got a blank screen. So maybe lesson learned there
Well,
for the
we
next
will be
podcast.
getting a leaderboard this season.
Yeah, I reckon by the time we've got to like the 100th episode, we might have our shit together.
Maybe.
But all right, so Luke, before we chuck you out, tell us first of all, thank you for sharing all the stuff tonight. But where can people find your stuff and what's coming up next?
So social media handles for me is all Luke B the Rapper on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook,
Everywhere,
Twitter,
basically.
all that fun
Bebo.
stuff.
MySpace.
I don't know about MySpace. Upcoming wise, definitely new music from me. It's completely different to all the other stuff that I've done in the past.
How so?
It's just faster. My flows are completely different. The ideas and concepts that I've got now are completely different. His eyes are open.
So,
up now,
is this new Luke going into the channeling,
is,
into the music?
new Luke B Rapper, absolutely. And I'm going to be open to collaborations as well. You're going to see me collaborating with other very talented artists, and I'm just branching out to artists all over the world and get, a variety of talents and accents in there. And they're going to sound wonderful with a producer that is yourself.
Yeah,
Mr. Rob
looking forward
Jones.
to it.
Mm.
So, all right. So that is the show, I believe. So, thank you for all the acts that have sent in your songs. Thanks to Luke B. Thanks to Amy. Thanks to producer Luke. But also thanks to our sponsors. Amy, who's one of our sponsors? She's got a mouthful.
I have. Parcelbroker.co.uk. Logistics. You've got something that needs to get from A to B. You need to get onto their website, parcelbroker.co.uk, to get the best prices using the biggest household name couriers.
And just behind my head here, if you're on the video, we've got Braintree Printing Company. It's basically printing. So if you want something printed, big or small, a bit like our toast train banners or a giant brick wall even with stuff written on it, or if you want a stamp, a postcard, or just a mouse mat, or just, I don't know, what else can you print? Fucking anything. If you want something printed, then Braintree Printing Company is the one to go and check out. Just Google it and you'll find them. Or just go to braintreeprinting.co.uk. And also our technical guy, Adam.
Yeah, it was a bit of touch and go there for a minute, but yeah, OC Media Solutions. We do anything to do with computers, live streaming, video work, whatever it is you need to do.
Well,
with
if a
computer.
computer's broken, you can
But
fix
the
it.
main thing is, it
Computer's
was a
broken.
solution.
It
and you
was a
found
Yeah,
solution.
that's the solution.
Found the solution.
Anyway, that's the show. Cheers, Ty Lovely, and we'll see you next time. If you want to be on the show, get in touch.
Right, guys, we're just going to go over to finish up this evening with Jeff Ealing, and the track is called Teacups and Roses. We'll see you next time. on
Bye!
The Toast Train.
Bye.
If you have a gift, you gotta give it back. If you're gonna run, gotta run real fast. If you're gonna fly, fly real high. If you're gonna dream, don't let that dream die. Heaven knows where we're going when we're gone. I'll be dreaming of you. Teacups and roses, sentimental verses, and a candlelit dinner just for two. If you're gonna walk out the door. There's a world outside worth living for. If you're gonna drive your car. There's a road ahead, it's not really far. Heaven knows where we're going when we're gone. I'll be thinking of you. Teacups and roses, sentimental verses, and a candlelit dinner just for two. If you're gonna talk of the truth, the words of wisdom will always follow you. If you're gonna pray, hard. Pray for mercy for who you are. Heaven knows where we're going when we're gone. I'll be dreaming of you. Teacups and roses, sentimental verses, and an empty chair in the living room. Heaven knows where we're going when we're gone. I'll be thinking of you. You live a long life and be true to who you are. Don't let this world come crashing down on you. If you're gonna love yourself. You can change the world. All you need is a little help.
Or put the kettle on.
I bet you were wondering what the hell is the 12 String Show? It's mostly waffling about the things that we probably don't know. Come here to join us and see where this random chit chat goes. On a board for the 12 String Show.
Oh, lovely cup of tea.
Thank you.